and welcome to the end of January and the beginning of February. I think it snuck up on me a little bit when I woke up this morning to do my morning pages and I looked at the calendar and I realised, oh my gosh, it's the last day of January. I thought I had a few more days, but nevertheless, good timing. I hope you are well and that you had a good month last month and that you're looking forward to this new month. Today I wanted to share the journaling prompts that I like to use at the end of the month and the beginning of the new month transition to help it feel energetic and inspired and peaceful. At the end of this video as well, I just wanted to share some of the other things I like to do at the beginning of a new month, journaling and otherwise, as part of like a new month ritual. If you don't know, journaling prompts are just questions that you ask yourself in your journal. They help maybe get you out of a journaling rut, and they allow you to talk on topics that maybe you know you should talk about but don't normally come up in your journal practice. Or if you don't journal, then they're just a cool way to think about things. I don't know, there's no hard and fast rule about journaling. Like, everyone does it differently and it's whatever works for you and whatever feels right to you. I mean, people can tell you things and give you advice on what's the right way to do things, but at the end of the day, it is what makes you feel the most held and safe and empowered to live your life. That's what journaling is for. I also find that journaling prompts are really interesting because I think they help dig down into a deeper layer of your subconscious. So when someone asks you a question or when you ask yourself a question, the answer your brain like first jumps to is often not what you're expecting because it's not what you consciously think, which definitely helps if you're the kind of person who thinks about what they should be feeling and what they should want and what they should be struggling with and that kind of thing, and helps to uncover what you're really feeling about things. So this is my journal that I started at the beginning of this year, my 2025 journal, and I'm already over halfway through, which is insane. I don't think I've ever journaled this much in my life. But at the end of last December, I started listening to The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron on Spotify audiobooks, which if you didn't know, you can, if you have Spotify Premium, you can listen to audiobooks. I was speaking to my friend the other day and she didn't know that she had that. But yeah, they didn't tell anyone, but you can listen to audiobooks on Spotify Premium, like with your regular premium. So get on that. And if you want to listen to The Artist's Way, it is on there and it's really good. And one of the things that it talks about is morning pages. So it's just the first thing you do in the morning is you get up and you write 3 pages, stream of consciousness. And I've been really enjoying it. I found that it's brought me a lot of peace, a lot of clarity, and a lot of empowerment. And I feel like I've grown so much this past like month and a half just through doing morning pages. But today I wanted to share with you the 7 journal prompts that I used this morning to start thinking about the new month starting tomorrow. So my first prompt that I would like to share is, what was my favourite thing about January? Or what was my favourite thing about this past month? Because this could be probably applied to any month, it doesn't matter. And it was really nice to start with something more positive and uplifting, because I feel like my journaling practice is often a lot of my worries and my anxieties, which run through my mind, you know, as they do all the time if you're an overthinker like me. So in order to feel gratitude and to feel proud of myself for something, it's definitely easier to be prompted into doing that. And it can be one thing or it could be many things that were your favorite things. It doesn't matter. It can be an event or something that you did in general or a new hobby that you started, anything. For me, I said that my favorite thing was starting to put myself out there and to say yes to myself. Then the second prompt I want to share is the flip side of that, kind of. It was, what did I struggle with in January, or what was the hardest part of January? And naturally, for me, if you're anything like me, your mind is just like, whoa, so many things in comparison to like sifting through the month looking for your favorite parts. It could be a headspace that you were in, part of your mental health that you struggled with or you found really difficult, or an event that happened. Maybe it was just a whole part of your life, like a relationship or a job. For me, I talked about overthinking and being in my own head a lot, and how I found that that was something that took me away from reality, and I felt a bit anxious about my own experience of reality and if I was numbing out and checking out a lot, which was something that I struggled with. I also talked about financial worries and my relationships to some of the people in my life. So the third prompt that I want to share is, what are my wishes for February? What do I want for February? Big, small, realistic, unrealistic, it doesn't really matter. I think it's nice to get into the habit of talking about things that we want. You're allowed to want things. I think that for some people, myself included, it can feel a bit selfish to want things. But it's okay, and it's good to be honest with yourself about the things that you want in order to feel fulfilled going after them. The fourth prompt I want to share is, what are the qualities that I would like to embody in February? Or what are the qualities that I would like to embody more of this February? And I really like this question because I feel like you can just give very simple one-word answers that carry a lot of feeling. So for example, softness, I think, is a quality that I want to embody more of in February. And just the word softness makes you feel softer. But some other things that might come up: courage, compassion, bravery, resourcefulness, creativity, the list is endless. So prompt number 5 is, in an ideal world, where would you be this time in 1 month? So at the end of February, if everything went according to plan and exceeded plans, like the best possible outcome, what if it worked out? What if it happened? Where would you be this time in 1 month? For me, it was very different. What first jumped to my mind was extremely surprising to me. It was like one of those moments where you're like, how did that just come up in my subconscious? Like, was that really what I'm thinking? And that's so shocking. So this is one of those moments where if something unexpected does come up, then you can go off on a tangent and ask yourself other questions to explore that further. You can also use this prompt to talk about other matters, like financially, where you'd like to be, in your job, maybe in your relationship. So prompt number 6 is leading on from that, and that is something I've kind of adapted from what I know about manifestation, which is that if you want to bring something into your life, you have to embody the person who has that in your life first. So prompt number 6 is, if I was in that place now, how would I feel? So let's say it's the end of February and you managed to achieve everything that you just wrote down. What would that feel like? I think just allowing yourself to get excited about it is really cool and really empowering to feel like that is a possibility for you. So prompt number 7, the final prompt, is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently, and that is, what do I have to give this month? And the reason that I like this prompt, and I think it might be helpful, is because I think it can be really empowering to realize that you have something to give and you have value. It doesn't have to be financial. It doesn't have to be material. It can be about giving more time to someone in your life, or giving more space to someone in your life, or giving more compassion to yourself. So I'm going to put all these prompts in the description box, but I'm also going to add a bunch of other prompts that came into my mind when thinking about the kind of questions that might be helpful to ask at the end of this month. But if you have any that you've used yourself that are different to what I might have said, I would love to hear them. So as promised, I wanted to share some of the other things that I'll be doing to bring in and welcome the new month. So the first thing is I wanted to reread all my answers to my prompts from the beginning of the year. So the intention that I set for 2025, I just want to take stock of where I'm at with that and just remind myself what I said I would be doing, what I said I wanted to bring more of into my life. And it's almost like a refresher. The second thing that I'll be doing to welcome in February is, at the beginning of 2025, I said that every month this year I would do one page in my journal as like a mood board for the coming month. So I just printed like 6 or 7 photos of Pinterest, and I made like a nice spread in my journal. I don't normally do that. As I said, it's normally stream of consciousness. And it's like just the feeling that I want the month to have, or maybe something specific that I want to do. And then I was like writing words that I resonated with next to it. And I also decided that every month I would take a self-portrait. So I'm luckily have on loan to me from a family member a really nice camera, which I was learning how to use. And I thought it would be really nice at the end of the year to have 12 pictures of each month that I thought embodied who I was at the beginning of that month. So I took one at the beginning of January, and at some point in the coming week I will try and take another one. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that you had a good January and that you are well. And I wish you a peaceful, inspired, empowered, and beautiful February.